For number 13, we've got this cosine function here, and they tell us it's got to be within this domain of 0 degrees to 360 degrees. We need to figure this stuff out, A and B. Well, A is the midline, B is the amplitude, and then this negative sign tells me that the graph has been reflected over the x-axis. And so it gives me a little bit of idea of what's going on here. They give me an information about the maximum value for y, or the output, and the minimum value. And say I see over here in B, I'm going to have to sketch this eventually anyway. So let's go ahead and start, because drawing a sketch sometimes is really helpful. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go up 8 and down 2. All right. Now, the midline has to be somewhere in the middle here. It's separated by 10, so if I go up 5, and then I get this line here, which is at y equals 3, I check and I make sure that there's 5 above the midline and 5 below the midline. And that means that my midline is going to be 3 and the amplitude is going to be 5. And I've just found the two pieces of information they need. I can fill them in. If they want me to write the equation, I can write that in. 3 is the midline, 5 is the amplitude, and that's that. If they want A, well, A is equal to 3 and B is equal to 5. So now if I'm going to actually do the sketch, I'm going to go ahead and plot in some points. I'll start in with 0. I make sure I'm in degrees. I get a 0 in there. That's going to be -2. Now keep in mind, if it's a cosine graph, I expect to see a V or a U-ish V kind of shape. But this has been reflected over the x-axis, so it's going to be upside down. And all I've got to do is plug in these points. If I just take, notice how the period is 360. So if I divide it by 4 and go to these major points, these are going to give me enough information so I can plot the main points of the graph. I got to make sure that I flatten out as I get to the edge. I also don't want to draw beyond the edges, because technically the boundaries should be from 0 to 360. But that's all there is. I'm done. So I hope that helped, and thanks for watching.